There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, how's it going? Happy Wednesday to everybody. If it is Wednesday where you are, uh, I'm back with another live English lesson, another free lesson. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. This is going to be a really good lesson. This lesson, if you looked at the community site that I posted on YouTube, this lesson's going to be great because we're going to go over some English, a phrase, a grammar that's really going to take your English to the next level. This will make you sound very, very fluent. This will make you sound like a native English speaker. All right, this is going to be a great, great lesson for you to improve your English speaking. If you look at the title, today we will be going over be supposed to. Be supposed to is something that we will often use in English. So make sure you watch until the end. We're going to do a lot of exercises. I will do a part 2 to this lesson tomorrow, which is going to be a little bit different than what we do today. But make sure you join me as well tomorrow. But as always, I will be posting the lesson on the screen here. Just give me a second while I do that, while I find it. And then once I get it onto the screen, if you need a copy of this lesson, you can always ask me and I can send it to you. All right. In the meantime, just 1 second while I put this lesson onto the screen. All right. I didn't do a lesson last weekend. I was quite busy last weekend. So hopefully, if you missed last week's lessons, hopefully you can join today. If you're watching on the replay as well, that's great. You can always, if you have any questions about that, just about anything we do today, just ask me. Just bear with me as I try to find this lesson. I made this lesson in hopes to be doing it on Saturday, but I wasn't able to get to the lesson on Saturday, so I'm gonna see if I can find the lesson I made. Be supposed to is really, really useful. We use this to say that, I have an intended plan, but the plan didn't happen. And that's probably the most common way that we use this sentence. So I had a plan, but it didn't happen. All right, so let me just try to find this. For some reason, I can't find the lesson. So I might have to shift, and we might have to do something different. But let's just wait here. Give me a couple of seconds while I find this. All right. One second. I'm sorry if everybody's waiting for this lesson for me to get started. I'm waiting as well. I'm trying to find this where I put this lesson. I made the lesson, but I'm not sure where I actually put it. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to put up an older lesson that I made here. And then we'll start from there, and then we'll move on. All right, we'll go over the grammar as I'll put an older lesson that I made long time ago. We'll go over the grammar for this lesson And in the meantime, I'll try to find the new lesson that I made. Okay, let's put it onto the screen. And as you can see, we are going to be going over be supposed to. Be supposed to. Now, we use this a lot in English. This is really going to help you improve your fluency. We have different uses of it, and we'll go over each one of those right now. The first one is when we believe something to be true. When we believe something to be true. All right. So, for instance, if you look at the example sentence here, it says the movie is supposed to be good. The movie is supposed to be good. So that means I believe that it's good. I believe that it's good. I've heard, maybe somebody told me it was really good. So I believe that. So when we believe something to be true, we would use be supposed to. All right. The next one is he is supposed to be a strict teacher. He is supposed to be a strict teacher. Okay. Again, this means that I believe that this person is a strict teacher. I believe that this person is a strict teacher. All right. So whenever you believe something, we could use be supposed to. Okay. Next, if we look at number 2, it says we also use it when something is expected. We believe it will happen. All right. 2 example sentences here I have is the movie is supposed to start at 7 p.m. The movie is supposed to start at 7 p.m. So I believe that this movie will begin at that time. Right? So if that is the situation, then I would say, the movie is supposed to start at 7 p.m. Okay. And number 3 is the most common use of this. Number 3 is the most common use of this. I'm going to put a little asterisk right here. Number 3 says, sometimes we use it for when something is planned to happen, but it doesn't happen. Right? So it's planned to happen, but then it doesn't happen. So I'm supposed to work today, but I'm sick. All right. Second example, they were supposed to finish the project by now. All right. So this means they didn't finish the project. They didn't finish the project. All right. So when you believe something, if something is supposed to, or something is expected to happen, but then it doesn't happen, we can use be supposed to. Okay, so I'm going to take this off the screen because we're going to go over some scenarios next. Let's see. I'm going to give you 20 different scenarios. And for each of these scenarios, we're going to make a be supposed to sentence. All right. So for each of these scenarios, we are going to be making a be supposed to sentence. And I'll go over each one with you so that you're not confused. And by the time we finish, you should be able to get each of these and you'll be able to understand. All right. So I'm just, I couldn't find the file, so I'm just quickly making it again right now. I'm making all the scenarios for you guys. I don't know where that file went. I just had it a second ago, but somehow my computer has decided it's going to disappear it. Okay, so we'll ad lib here I've got the scenarios. I could find the scenarios. So we'll go through each one of these and I'll go over the grammar with you as we go through the scenarios. Okay, so let's put it onto the screen. All right, so here we got our first scenario here, and I'm going to put a big number 1 next to it. Number 1, the scenario says the meeting starts at 9 a.m., but it's already 9:30 a.m. and the room is empty. All right, the meeting starts at 9 a.m., but it's already 9:30 a.m. and the room is empty. So remember, be supposed to means some action was planned to happen, but then it didn't happen. All right, so that's one way we can use this. So for me, my answer here would be, I want to make sure this is big enough. It looks like it's too small. All right, so for me, the answer for this would be the meeting was supposed to start at 9 a.m. Okay, that's one answer. The meeting was supposed to start at 9 a.m. Nobody's there. That means it didn't start at 9 a.m. All right, so that's one possible answer for this scenario. All right, the meeting was supposed to start at 9 a.m. All right, so if that makes sense, that's good. If you have any questions, just let me know. In the meantime, let's move on to number 2. Number 2 here, the scenario is on the screen. It says, your friend forgot their homework again. The teacher gave a strict warning about turning in homework on time. All right, so the teacher said, make sure everybody, you hand in your homework on time, but my friend forgot. My friend forgot his homework. So he was supposed to turn in the homework, but he didn't. Okay, so that means the plan was to give the homework to the teacher, but this plan didn't happen. All right, so with supposed to, the plan didn't happen. That's the most common way to use be supposed to. So my answer here would be, my friend was supposed to hand in his homework. Okay, that's the sentence. My friend was supposed to hand in his homework. What does this mean? What does this sentence mean? This sentence means my friend didn't hand in his homework. Okay. Reality is he must do it. He should do it. The teacher told him, give me your homework on time. But he didn't do it. So if there is a plan, but that plan didn't happen, then we can use be supposed to. Be supposed to. Okay, let's look at the next scenario. Next scenario here is, your friend told you they would be at a doctor's appointment all afternoon, but you see them at the mall. Okay, so I want you to imagine. Okay, so your friend says, oh, I have a doctor's appointment. I will be at the appointment all afternoon. Okay, now it is the afternoon, but you see your friend at the mall. Your friend is not at the doctor's. All right. So in this situation, what is your answer? What sentence will you make? Okay. Now, this one's going to be a really good one. And I'm going to actually, uh, let's just put a little asterisk here by it. Because in this one here, we're going to ask a question. Okay, so we're going to practice asking a question for this one. Now, your friend said, I will be at the doctor's all afternoon. But then you see your friend. Your friend is at the shopping mall. So you are a little bit confused. So maybe we will ask our friend a question. Maybe my question here would be, aren't you supposed to be at the mall? Or sorry, at the doctor's? Aren't you supposed to be at the doctor's? So isn't this your plan? But now you are at the mall. So aren't you supposed to be at the doctor's? All right, so with supposed to, we can also ask questions. We can also ask questions. All right, so let's look at the next scenario. The next scenario says, the store hours say it closes at 10 p.m. But it's now 9:30 and the doors are locked. All right, so we have a store. Okay, so the store closes at 10 p.m. But now it is 9:30 p.m. and the doors are locked. Okay, so this is strange. This is strange because the doors shouldn't be locked because closing time is 10 p.m. So in this situation, we would make a be supposed to sentence. We would make a be supposed to sentence. Maybe my sentence would be, I'm going to put it right. I'll put it right here. Let's make it a little. The store is supposed to be open until 10 p.m. The store is supposed to be open until 10 p.m. This means, this equals, the store is not open. The store is not open. So it's not 10 o'clock. It's not 10 o'clock. It's before 10 o'clock, but the store is not open. Okay, so any questions so far? Any questions? If you have any questions, whether you're watching this live or if you're on replay, oh, I got echoes going on. If you're watching on the replay, you could also ask questions as well. Okay, let's go to the next scenario. Next scenario. All right, next scenario is, let's make this bigger. The next scenario is you are on vacation, but your colleague is texting you about work issues. All right, so you are on vacation, but your colleague, your coworker, keeps sending you messages about work. All right, what will you say to your coworker? All right. What will you say to your coworker? All right. I have a few sentences I would say. Maybe this one I would say to my coworker, you are not supposed to be bothering me while I'm on vacation. You are not supposed to be bothering me while I'm on vacation. Okay, this equals my coworker is bothering me. Okay, so my coworker keeps texting me. That means my coworker is bothering me. So I would say you're not supposed to text me. You're not supposed to bother me. Okay, so remember, with be supposed to, the actual reality is the opposite. The actual reality is the opposite. Okay, let's do another one. All right, so in this situation, it says, your friend said they would call you at 6 p.m., but it's now 7 p.m. and you haven't heard from them. So your friend said, yeah, I'll call you at 6 p.m., but now it's 7 p.m. and nobody called you. You haven't heard from your friend. So in this situation, my answer, and let's change the color of the font just so we know that these are the answers. All right. My friend was supposed to call me at 6 p.m. My friend was supposed to call me at 6 p.m. This equals my friend didn't call me at 6 p.m. Okay, so let's look at the next scenario. All right, so a student sees a quiet zone sign in the library, but the student notices that people are talking loudly. People are talking loudly. All right. So in this situation, what sentence can we make using be supposed to? All right. So for me, people are supposed to be quiet in the library. People are supposed to be quiet in the library. Now, this equals they are not quiet. All right, so as you can see, people are talking very loudly. But in fact, people are supposed to be quiet. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay. So your sibling promised to help you with chores. Your sibling promised to help you with chores, but they went out with friends instead. All right, so your sibling promised to help you with chores, but they went out with friends instead. All right, so in this sentence, I would say, okay, first, let's go over sibling. If you're not sure what sibling means, a sibling is going to be your brother or sister. Brother or sister. Okay, so sibling means brother or sister. Now, your sibling is supposed to help you with chores. What does chores mean? What does chores mean? Okay, chores means work around the house. Okay, so any type of work that you do around the house, it's called chores. For example, washing dishes, vacuuming the living room, vacuuming the house, cleaning the yard, raking the leaves. These are all chores. So my sibling, my brother or sister, promised to help me with chores, but then they went out with friends. They went out with friends. Oh no. That means I have nobody to help me with my chores. So, simple sentence here would be maybe my brother. I could say my brother was supposed to help me with the chores. Okay, what does this mean? This means, this equals, my brother didn't help me. Okay, this means my brother didn't help me. All right, so remember, whenever we're talking about be supposed to, the actual fact is the opposite. This means that plan didn't happen. All right, so for example, if I said to you, I was supposed to go to Italy last weekend, that means I didn't go. I had a plan, but the plan didn't happen. All right, so that's the most common way to use be supposed to. Okay, let's look at the next scenario here. All right, this next scenario says it's the weekend and you see your classmate wearing a school uniform. It's the weekend and you see your classmate wearing a school uniform. All right, so why is your classmate wearing a uniform? It's the weekend. Weekend, you don't go to school, right? But your classmate is wearing a uniform. So in this situation, what will you say? Or what will you ask? Okay. A simple one is you can say, make a negative sentence. You aren't supposed to wear your uniform on weekends. You aren't supposed to wear a uniform on weekends. Right? This means, this equals, he, or let's say she is wearing her uniform. All right, so it's the opposite. You aren't supposed to wear a uniform on weekends. Equals, she is wearing her uniform. All right, so remember, we could also have a negative sentence. You are supposed to, you aren't supposed to. Okay, so let's look at the next one. The bus schedule indicates, the bus schedule says that the bus arrives every 15 minutes. But you've been waiting for 30 minutes. All right, so the bus schedule says that the bus will come every 15 minutes. But you have been waiting for the bus, and you've been waiting for 30 minutes. You've been waiting a long time. All right, so what sentence will you make here? All right, and if you have the answer to this, leave it in the comments section. I'd be interested to hear your answers. Again, anybody watching during the replay, if you want to answer, if you have a different answer than mine, that's fine. Just put it into the comment section and I'll check your answers. Don't be afraid. Don't think that your sentence is wrong. There's more than one answer for these situations, these scenarios. All right, so make sure you leave your answer if it's different than mine in the comment section. So again, in this situation, it says the bus schedule says the bus will come every 15 minutes, but you've been waiting 30 minutes. All right, so you're still waiting. So in this situation, I could say, and I'm going to make a simple present tense sentence. I can say the bus is supposed to come every 15 minutes. The bus is supposed to come every 15 minutes. What does this mean? This means the bus didn't come or isn't coming. Okay, this means every 15 minutes the bus is not coming. So, this happens a lot in America, in Canada as well. Buses are often very late. Even if the schedule says every 15 minutes, every 10 minutes, they're often very, very late, which is surprisingly, that doesn't really happen here in Tokyo. In Tokyo, if the schedule says every 5 minutes or every 15 minutes, it comes. Public transportation in Japan is very, very punctual. Okay, let's look at the next situation. All right, so your friend arrives at the airport late. Your friend arrives at the airport late and missed their flight. Let's say misses their flight. All right, so your friend arrives at the airport late and misses their flight. Now, maybe your friend is very surprised. You're like, oh, what? Oh my God, I can't believe I missed my flight. Right? You can say something to your friend. You can make a be supposed to sentence. For me, in this situation, maybe I would say, you were supposed to arrive at least 2 hours before your flight. You were supposed to arrive at least 2 hours before your flight. So what does this sentence? This means my friend didn't arrive 2 hours before. Maybe my friend arrived maybe 1 hour before or 30 minutes before, maybe 10 minutes before. So my friend misses his flight. Okay, again, if you're just joining, we are using be supposed to. And the way we're using be supposed to today is we're using it to talk about an action that was planned, but that action didn't happen. All right. If you like these scenarios, if you're getting some good practice, newcomers, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. It will help me out, and you'll definitely learn how to become more fluent in English. All right, next scenario. This scenario says You and your friend planned to meet at a cafe at 5 p.m. But your friend arrives at 6 p.m. All right. You and your friend planned to meet at 5 p.m., but your friend arrives at 6 p.m. So I want you to imagine you're sitting in this cafe and it's 5 o'clock. Like, where's my friend? Where's my friend? So you're waiting and you wait at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m., your friend enters the cafe. What will you say to your friend? What will you say to your friend? For me, my sentence, I will say, we were supposed to meet an hour ago. Where were you? This would be my answer. This is what I would say to my friend. We were supposed to meet an hour ago. Where were you? Okay, we were supposed to meet at 5 o'clock. What happened? Where were you? Okay, so again, if you have a different answer, that's fine. You can leave it in the comment section. Okay, next scenario. Let's make it onto a new page here. It says your roommate leaves the kitchen dirty after cooking. Your roommate leaves the kitchen dirty after cooking. Okay, so if your roommate, this is the person you are living with, if they cook breakfast or lunch or dinner, but then after the kitchen is super dirty, what will you say to your roommate? Right? What will you say to your roommate? For me, I will tell my roommate, this is what I would say. You are supposed to clean up after you finish cooking. You're supposed to clean up. Okay. What does this mean? This means, this equals my friend doesn't clean up after cooking. Okay, so that means my friend doesn't clean up after cooking. Okay, let's do another one here. The movie was advertised to start at 8 p.m. All right, so if you looked at the movie website, or maybe you used, website, maybe you looked at the movie theater sign on, the starting time, the show times. Maybe you checked in the newspaper, which is kind of old, but the information said the movie starts at 8 p.m. But it's 8:30. You're sitting in the movie theater, but the movie hasn't started yet. All right. So for me, in this situation, the plan is the movie starts at 8. That plan didn't happen. So my answer would be the movie was supposed to start at 8. Okay, so this means didn't start at 8.
I found this on the web.
Oh, Siri is talking to me. Now be careful when you're making these sentences. Be supposed to. If you noticed, I use past tense. The movie was supposed to start at 8 p.m. because I'm talking about a past action. But if we're talking about a routine, something that is always planned to happen, but it didn't or doesn't happen, then we can use present tense. Okay, so we can change it from present tense to past tense. All right. For example, let's say that I am sitting here. Okay, right now I'm sitting here, but the plan is I must sit here. That's the plan. Every time when I make a YouTube video, I sit over here. Today, I'm sitting in the wrong place. So maybe the sentence is, you are supposed to sit over here. That means I'm not. Okay, that means it's a routine, so it's present tense. You are supposed to sit over here. All right, so we can do this present tense. We can do it for past tense as well. Okay, let's look at the next situation, the next scenario. In this scenario, it says the rule in this park, it says no dogs allowed. But you see someone walking their dog. All right, the park, there's a sign, no dogs allowed. But you see someone walking their dog. Okay, so maybe in this situation, maybe in my mind, or maybe I would say to the person, maybe I would say something. I would say, you aren't supposed to have your dog in the park. Okay, you aren't supposed to have your dog. Let me just fix the spelling here. You aren't supposed to have your dog in the park. Okay, so this sentence, what does this sentence mean? This sentence means, he or she has his or her dog in the park. All right, so it's the opposite. Okay, let's go to the next section, next sentence here. All right, so you have a dentist appointment. The dentist appointment is at 10 a.m., but you arrive at 10:30 a.m. What sentence will you make here? And let's make the subject for this one maybe I. I was supposed to arrive at the dentist at 10 a.m. Okay, what does this mean? This equals I didn't arrive at 10. Okay, I was late. Okay, so I was supposed to arrive at 10. That means I was late. I didn't arrive at 10. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. And if you have any questions, if you're getting the hang of it, that's great. If you're still a little confused and you have some questions, feel free to ask me. We'll probably do, let's do 4 more. We'll do 3 together, 1 for homework. All right, so let's look at the next one here. The repairman said he would fix the leak yesterday, but the leak is still there. All right, so what does leak mean? What does leak mean? So a leak is when you have a pipe. For example, if you're looking at your kitchen sink, your bathroom sink, there are many pipes that bring the water to your house, brings the water to the sink. Now the pipe, if there is a hole, there's a hole in the pipe, the water is going to come out little by little. That's called a leak. So here, the repairman said, I will fix the leak, today. And that was yesterday. But today, leak is still there. The repairman didn't do what he planned to do. So maybe my sentence would be, he was supposed to fix the leak yesterday. He was supposed to fix the leak yesterday. Now, I can change this to a different noun. I said he, it could be she. I could also say this, the plumber. The plumber was supposed to fix the leak yesterday. Okay, person who fixes pipes using kitchen sinks and bathroom sinks and showers, toilets. This is a plumber. The plumber was supposed to fix the leak yesterday. What does this mean? It means he didn't fix the leak. Okay, let's keep moving, and we're almost done. All right, so next scenario here, it says your friend tells you they are at a party, but you remember they have an exam tomorrow. All right, so your friend maybe telephones you or sends you a text message. Your friend says, oh, I'm at a party. But you remember your friend has a big test, a big exam tomorrow. All right, so maybe in this situation, I will be very surprised. Oh, what? You're at a party? You have a test tomorrow. So maybe I'll ask a question. Aren't you supposed to be studying? Aren't you supposed to be studying? So here's a question. This equals you are not studying, but you should be studying. You should be studying. That should be your plan. So aren't you supposed to be studying? Okay, so we're going to do one more, and then one more for homework. All right, so let's look at the last one that we do together. This one says, you see a sign, and that sign says, wear a helmet. But someone, let's say she, some woman, some girl is riding their bike without a helmet. All right, so in this situation, she is supposed to be wearing a helmet. All right, what does this mean? This means she is not wearing a helmet. All right, and last one will be for homework. All right, so this one is for homework. If you're counting, that would be 20 phrases, 20 scenarios that we are doing. So if you want to label your homework, you can label it as question number 20. Number 20 says, the sign on the beach says no swimming after 6 p.m. But you see people swimming. It's now 7 p.m. All right, so the sign says no swimming after 6, but you see people swimming, and it's 7 o'clock. So what will your answer be for this? This is your homework. Please leave it in the comment section, and I will check it. Now, today, we are focusing on be supposed to. Be supposed to means there is a plan, or there was a plan to do something, but that plan didn't happen. All right, so if you make a plan but something happens and you can't fulfill, you cannot do that plan, then we will use the sentence be supposed to. All right. So if you have any questions about this grammar, please let me know. Now remember, tomorrow I will be doing another live lesson tomorrow. It's going to be part 2 of be supposed to. Today we are talking about plans. Now, I planned to do something, but it didn't happen. Tomorrow, we're going to use be supposed to in a different way. We're going to talk about rules and customs. So make sure you join me tomorrow. Tomorrow's live will be at 10:45 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. That will be Thursday, 10:45 p.m. Japanese Standard Time. All right, so remember, here's your homework. The sign on the beach says no swimming after 6 p.m., but you see people swimming at 7. Hi, Ola, how are you? How are you, Ola? And since you just joined, Ola, I'm going to stick around for a bit, and I'll give you some extra bonus questions if you want. All right, so remember, number 20 is for homework. Please do that for homework. Since I haven't seen Ola for a while, I'm going to give... I'm doing well. I'm doing well, Ola. It's getting very hot here in Tokyo. It's getting very hot. Summer is almost here. And yeah, I've got the air conditioning cranked. So I am cool right now. Now I'll give a bonus one right now, and you can answer this right now, Ola, if you want. Otherwise, you can also do it for homework. Let's say number 21. All right, the scenario is make it a little bit more difficult. My friend asked me to house sit, and I said yes. All right. My friend has returned from her trip, and her plants are all dead. All right, so that's another one here. Oh, it's around 30 plus where you are. Okay. Yes, we're in the same boat. All right, so number 21 is another one here. It says, my friend asked me to house sit, and I said yes. My friend has returned from her trip, and her plants are all dead. Can we make a be supposed to sentence with this? What sentence can we make for number 21? Number 20 is homework. Number 21, I'll just actually make a banner and just put it onto the banner here. Maybe my answer for number 21 was, I was supposed to water her plants. I was supposed to water her plants. I was supposed to water her plants. What does this mean? It means I didn't water her plants. I forgot. So now her plants are all dead. I was supposed to do it. That means I didn't do it. Okay, let's do another one here. Let's get in the groove here. I'm just gonna make these as I think of them. Let's say I was expecting a package from Amazon in the morning, but when I checked, there was nothing at my door. So Alexa said, there's a package waiting for you. But I checked and there's nothing. So in this situation, what be supposed to sentence could I make? All right, so you're expecting a package and it's supposed to arrive in the morning. It's now, it's morning, you're looking at your front door. Maybe my answer would be this. The package was supposed to arrive this morning. The package was supposed to arrive this morning. That means it didn't arrive. It didn't arrive. Okay. All right, let's do another one. Let's type up another one here as I think of them. You and your roommate have an agreement. You cook and he cleans. The sink is full of dirty dishes. All right, so you and your roommate have an agreement. The agreement is you cook and he cleans. You cook and he cleans. Right now, currently, the sink is full of dirty dishes. Hey, Caleb. Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Did you just arrive? Did you just arrive? If you've been here the whole time, great. Thank you. Hopefully you understood today's grammar. Hopefully you made some sentences. If not, try number 23. You and your friend have an agreement. You cook and he cleans. The sink is full of dirty dishes. Remember, be supposed to means there is a plan. There was a plan, but it didn't happen. So for me, my sentence for this, and I'll actually make a banner. My answer for number 23 would be this one. He was supposed to do the dishes. He was supposed to do the dishes. What does this mean? What does this mean? He was supposed to do the dishes. This means, this equals, he didn't do the dishes. All right, so it equals he didn't do the dishes. So he was supposed to do the dishes. It means he didn't. Okay, let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more. We'll make it up to an even 25, and then we'll call it a lesson. Let's get this off the screen. Just give me some time to think as well. I'm trying to make these scenarios on the fly. On the fly means as I'm talking. I haven't prepared any of these new scenarios, so I'm just trying to think and type them out for you guys as I'm talking to you. Let's see. All right, so you are at a bar. Let's say you're at a restaurant. Let's say you're at a restaurant and you ordered a Coke. The waiter let's change it here. You have a Sprite in front of you. Okay. You're at a restaurant, you ordered a Coke, Coca-Cola, and you have a Sprite in front of you. Okay, Ola. So he was going to have cleared the dishes. Instead of going to, let's use supposed to. He was supposed to do the dishes. He was supposed to have cleared the dishes or cleaned, sorry. He was supposed to have cleaned the dishes. Okay, and I would just say he was supposed to clean. We don't need to put have in that sentence, Ola. He was supposed to clean the dishes, or he was supposed to do the dishes. Number 24, you're at a restaurant and you ordered a Coke, but right now you have a Sprite in front of you. Like, what? That's not Coke. All right, so I'm just making a banner with the answer. And again, there could be many different answers. If you have a different answer, that's okay. Feel free to add it. For me, the answer was the waiter was supposed to bring me a Coke. The waiter was supposed to bring me a Coke. That equals the waiter didn't bring me a Coke. All right, and let's do one more here. All right, number 25, the last one we will do. Remember, number 20 will be homework, and I'll put number 20 back on the screen before we end today's lesson. Number 25 says, you returned your rental car on empty. You returned your rental car on empty. Okay, what does this mean? This empty means there's no gasoline in the car, or very, very little gasoline. Okay, so you returned your rental car on empty. He was supposed to have a Coke. Perfect. Okay, or you can even say he was supposed to get a Coke. He was supposed to get a Coke. That's also good. Good job, Ola. Nice. Now, I don't know if anybody has rented a car before. If you have rented a car, maybe you understand this situation. If you have never rented a car, most car rental companies, they don't want you to return the car on empty. They want you to return it full. Well, actually, they don't care. But if you return it on empty, then they will charge you a lot of money, extra money, to make it full. It's much more expensive. So it's better that you don't do this. So what would be the answer here? For me, what I would say is I was supposed to. Okay, the subject will be I. Okay. My answer is right here. I was supposed to fill up the car before I returned it. I was supposed to fill up the car before I returned it. Okay, this means I didn't fill up the car. I returned the car on empty. I returned it on empty. All right, so that means I didn't fill up the car. That means probably, not probably, definitely, I had to pay extra fee. Okay, so that's an extra sort of 5 here we've got. Remember number 20. This one here is your homework. Number 20 is your homework. All right, be supposed to is so useful. We use it a lot. It really makes you sound like a native English speaker. If you can use this grammar, you will sound more fluent. Okay. Now today, be supposed to is very simple. I have a plan, or there was a plan. That plan didn't happen. In this situation, I use be supposed to. I was supposed to. I was supposed to watch a movie tonight. It means I didn't watch a movie. I was supposed to do the dishes. That means I didn't do the dishes. He was supposed to come to my house. That means he didn't come to my house. All right, so we are saying that a certain plan didn't happen. In that situation, we use be supposed to. All right, now tomorrow we will be doing another live lesson, and I will be doing be supposed to again, but we're going to change it a little bit, and we're going to use it in a different situation. We're going to talk about rules and customs. So every city, every country has their own custom. So we use be supposed to talk about different customs and different cultures, different things are how we behave. All right, so make sure you join me tomorrow. That's 10:45 p.m. Thursday, June 20th. That's Japanese Standard Time. So for some of you, that could be Wednesday for you, or some of you, it's also Thursday if you're in this area of the world. All right, guys. If you have any questions about today's lesson, feel free to ask me. If this is your first time watching, if you liked today's lesson, all of the different scenarios, situations, you had many chances to try to use this grammar. If this lesson was helpful, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. All right, guys, until tomorrow, see ya.